Alright, so now we're going to add all the different materials and accessories. I'm going to start with the slides. You can pull open your asset browser. If you have the Crocs asset library, Divine Crocs and Slides, we're just using this one over here. You can position it onto the character's foot like this. Scale it. Like so. And once we're satisfied, I'm just going to sculpt it a little bit over here, like that. Use the elastic brush. Once you're satisfied, click on Divine Accessory, and then click on Bind. Great. So now, when you change the pose of the rig, you can see the Crocs are bound to the rig. Alright, moving on to the lace over here. I'm just gonna click on Divine Assets, Other Accessories, and you can see the Divine AC bow rope thingy. Place it here, and before you click on Divine Accessory, make sure that the trousers or the shorts are set as the cloth object. Then click on Divine Accessory, place it onto the cloth. Scale it, position it, and when you're so satisfied, click on Bind. That will bind it. Because this has a cloth simulation to it, I'm going to move this to accessory layer 0, since it's an accessory. When you press play, you can see the simulation starts to play, and you can let it play out to the last frame and then cache it. And once it's done, you can click on cache cloth over here. Alright, so we're done with that. We can now add, let's see, a watch. So if you have the watch pack, you can pull in, let's use this Apple Watch. Place it, scale it, rotate it until it's slightly around the character's wrist. Once it's okay, click on Divine Accessory, and that will snap it on. So then you can scale it again along different axes. Once it's alright, you can press Bind, and that will bind it to his wrist, as you can see. You can add a pocket to the shirt actually. So select the shirt and go over to Divine Assets, Pockets. You can pull this one on. We'll set this as the cloth object, the shirt, and click on Divine Accessory. That will snap it on. You can now scale it and rotate it. You can scale it along the Z-axis to make it more protruded, and then click on Bind to bind it. You can also press Mirror to mirror it, and click on Bind again to rebind it if you want that kind of style. And we can also add a chain. So if you go to the chain pack, where the chains and necklaces, chains, you can pull out any one from here. I'll use this, position it around the character's neck, like so, and then click on Divine Accessory. So this has a curve to it. All chains come with a curve like this. I'm going to go into edit mode, select the one at the back. I'm just going to press Ctrl T to twist it so it fits better onto the character's neck. And we're going to start the accessory physics. So select the chain and click on Start Accessory Physics. And you can press Ctrl A to scale the cage like this. So right now it's scaled nicely, but it's too tall. So you can press Ctrl A, Y to reduce the height of it so it fits better. I'm going to make it even smaller. Ctrl AX to make it thinner or reduce the width. And once you're done, click on Finish Accessory Physics. And that's done. We want to lock this area onto the neck of the character so that it doesn't fall off or fly forward or backwards. So to do that, select the cage and click on Paint, Pinning. And you can paint that area or set the weight to 1 and paint that area so it's locked on. But to avoid missing some parts by painting, I'd rather do it in edit mode. So in edit mode, I'll select the vertices around that area and click on this pinning icon here, and that will lock all those all those vertices onto the neck of the character. I'll also move this to accessory layer 0, where it's an accessory. Press play and let it play out. Now that that's done, you can go over here and click on cache cloth. I just realized the pockets actually have a cloth simulation to them, so you can actually disable the cloth modifier completely, because it actually doesn't need cloth. It's actually fine as it is. Next, we can add glasses. To do that, you can go over to the glasses pack, pull any pair of glasses in, and move the origin to the right side of the character's ear or left side of the character's ear. Press Alt R and rotate it nicely, then scale it so that the other side matches like this. We can move it up a little bit and then scale along the y-axis onto the character's face. I think the orientation of this particular pair of glasses is a bit wrong compared to the rest. But yeah, once you're done, click on bind and it will automatically parent the glasses to the character's head. Like so. It seems the shirt hadn't been baked for some reason. I'm surprised. I'm just gonna press play and let that bake. Seems I didn't cache it. Alright, so lastly we can add a bag to this character. So if you go to the bags pack, this isn't the complete pack. We can just pull anyone in. I'll use this one. And we're going to snap it onto the character's hand, rotate it nicely, and parent it to the character's hand. So shift select the armature, go into pose mode, select the hand bone, press Ctrl P and click on bone. I'm going to jump to the last frame, just preview how this looks, and then just scale it and position it nicely. Alright, so now we can move on to materials. I'm just going to preview this, save this, enable props so we can see the lighting and all, and we're gonna just have a quick play with the materials. So for the vest we want just kind of cotton material, so for that I'll click on simply cloth and click on create simply cloth, and the default is totally fine for me. I can just adjust the colors. If you go over to colors, disable use texture color, and I can reduce this white and make it a bit gray to reduce the overall color of the vest. The shorts, I want this to have the same color as the source, so I'll select this, select the shorts, press Ctrl L, materials, and it will link the material of the trousers to it. We can make this a kind of let's choose maybe a dark green color. For the shorts, we can also enable the second subdivision modifier. Okay, it's already enabled, but we can increase it to make this part even tighter, and that's fine. For the shirt itself, I'm going to use simply material as well and choose one of the art pattern textures. So I'm just going to go over here. This is the shortcut. AI textures, let's see, art. I'll just choose any of these, perhaps something that might match. I think these look kind of cool. Let's click any of these and then reduce the scale to about 3. Select this and this to link the materials and the color as well. You can see the UV isn't matching, so I'll just go into edit mode, select all, open the UV editor here, select all, press S and let's say 0.2, and you can see it's a bit better but not completely. So go into edit mode again, scale 0.3, and that matches more. I'll do the same for the color. Go into edit mode, select all, scale 0.3. You can see that matches a lot better. And for the slides as well, you can easily change the materials here. Just select them. So have one color here. You can make that brown. We have the secondary color. You can make that brown as well. And the chain as well comes with its own material, which you can also adjust, make darker. or a fur. But yeah, that's basically it. That's our character accessorized. I'm gonna add one more thing. I'm gonna try and spray onto the vest. So I'll select the vest, set that as the divine cloth. I think we can close this now. And I'm gonna import an image that I want to spray onto it. So I'll just click on add image mesh plane. I've got some images here which we can use. Let's choose a random one, games, and position it against the vest. Like this. And then under divine print, let's just make sure it doesn't have a mirror modifier. So it does. If it has a mirror modifier, if the vest has a mirror modifier, then you need to fix the mirror. So you see the option here, click on fix mirror, and divine print will fix it. And then we can now click on the image and click on spray, and that will spray that image onto the cloth, as you can see. You can do it multiple times with different images. Just click on this, click on spray, move it down, spray again. That's great. So yeah, that's basically it. That is how we've used different materials on our outfit. I would have just sprayed one here actually, that would look better, but yeah, hope you had fun, and I'll catch you in the next one. Safe.